run.
Okay.
I think. Let me go automatic run. Yeah, so that's your machine ready signal. What happened there? I need to review that. I forget what the K28 is. I think it's a trouble signal. You basically have a machine ready and a trouble and a progress.
I see K23, K28. I don't see any K20. Where is it?
I'm sorry, K28 is what I was talking
K28.
about. Yeah.
Okay.
I forget what that one does. To tell you the truth right now. And I lost it too. Where'd it go? Schematic. Okay. That's why they're doing the big bang. I'll show you the schematic for that. So I'll just quickly run through. You have your terminal block schematic here. That's
Okay.
this whole line up there.
Okay.
Basically, you have 24 volts on your 40s and neutral there. You have your K2 PLC, which is your extension module. Your K1, which is your main PLC. That's here. Inputs and outputs. All your head switches are here. Like your reverse detection roller I was telling you about is that first input.
Okay.
So if I come up to the head and spin that roller, you see the light on the PLC.
Yep. So it's way up underneath this wire
Yep.
connection here.
Yeah, so your lights are all way under there.
Gotcha.
The numbers are on
You
the
said
back side.
inputs are up, outputs are down?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, inputs and outputs.
Okay.
So they're all there. They're all labeled here. Your motor controls come out here. See, M2 is the feed motor. M1 is the main motor. M5 is your table belts.
And this is the print for the main PLC here. There's a separate sheet for the extension.
That's correct.
It's okay.
So
Gotcha.
K2. K2
Okay,
have a label
K2
there.
is-
See K2 there. You have K1 here.
Gotcha. We need a creeper so we can lay down there.
Right. And K3 here is your other extension module.
Okay. So those are all extensions. Okay.
So there's K3.
Gotcha.
I have a couple things here. You input the interface. So this is more of your interlock controls here.
Okay.
Your upstream, downstream machines.
What's the big high wattage resistor for? The heater?
This is for the feed motor.
Is it?
So during reverse, you need a big, you need a dump basically. You need a heat dump during reverse, so that's what that's for.
What's that little tiny PC board over there for?
I don't know. Good question. K80. What is K80 for? So in the back of the schematic, we usually have a big breakdown of what everything is. So that's the analog converter. So that's how we get our analog signal for the motors, I think. That's what I'm gonna say anyway.
Okay, I'll take that. All right, so right now this is the primary PLC.
Yes.
And it's sitting and it's running happy because it's got a green flashing light. It says, hey, I'm cooking along.
Yep.
Inputs and outputs are going to show up. Do the other modules have anything to indicate that they're running? Yeah, I see flashing lights. Okay.
Yeah, I think your light's down there. Your data light and your column light, kind of same on all of them.
So in this case, we're probably talking about inputs over here and outputs over there, or?
There should be marked I7. So I means input, O is output. So these are inputs, these are outputs. And the same here, these are inputs and these are outputs. So we're not using any here yet because we haven't set up the interlock.
Okay.
That's where your inputs are for that.
That's specifically what that's for. And these are, I'm sorry about asking the same question more, these are actually relays.
Yes. Yeah, these are solid state relays.
Okay.
That would control your whole interlock setup. So typically you'd put a connector up here and hook that up for your upstream and downstream control.
Q means output transistor to me. Is that what Q?
Yeah, I do. And this is the heater. You can see it flicking.
Ah.
This one
I don't know, it's not flickering. Okay. But it's in the manual. We can figure it out.
I can tell you. Q28. Well, it just says contactor.
Okay.
Solid state relay, but. And the idea is the same as any old strapper. You know, feed, reverse, tension, feed. The only difference is now we have direct drive control. We have 3 DC servo motors controlling the head. The main motor's here, the feed and reverse motor, and the tension motor there. So we have independent controls for each of those integral to the motor. So you give it a speed and a torque, and it's going to do what you tell it. You know, so there's no separate controller that you need for these motors. So it simplifies things a lot. There's no clutches, no brakes, no belts, nothing like that.
Are you saying when this thing is running, that motor is running all the time?
No.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're giving it the controls, so you give it the instruction, and then you turn it on.
I got you. Okay, got you. Go ahead.
So you can see the controls are a lot simpler, or, you know, simpler, I guess, right? The user screen is, this is a basic user screen. The operating modes are all in this center section here. You have manual mode, bypass mode, and your auto modes, which we can add and subtract, make different auto modes. So you can set them up for different bundles you're going to run. If I select manual mode, I can actuate the strap with a start button. Okay. So the buttons here, you have a start button, basically a pause button. That's going to let the machine finish what it's doing and stop. And you have your e-stop, which just kills everything immediately. So in general, everything you do on the screen has to be confirmed to the start button. When I switch to auto mode, it's going to first go pause and then say, okay, start. And start the belts. Okay. And once I've already gone in auto mode, I can change between any automatic mode. So operator-wise, it's pretty basic, pretty easy. They have a couple things. If they have an error, one thing they have is the scissors will pop up. The jam clearing feature. It'll pop the track open for you. You can pull the strap out. Whatever you got to bundle in there, you can do your jam. Press the start button. And feed it. So you also have a reverse button here. I'll go ahead and do that. I'll show you how we refeed the machine. Cut it off. So everything you do requires an input from the start button. Right now it's saying I'm out of strap. I go ahead and clear the strap out from there. I press the start button, it starts to take the brake so I can pull some strap off. We feed curl up, so I got to put a little twist in it. It shows you the diagram here and here how to do that. The roller behind here is spinning already. It's going to take about an inch.
And it doesn't rip it out of your fingers at 1,000 miles an hour. Really
Yeah, it's
like
a little
that.
softer than the older machines. Again, everything you do requires a confirmation. So once it takes that strap from you, it knows it has it. Press the start button, we'll go ahead and speed up. Okay. So now we're fed, we can go back to running. One thing now, I should probably explain. There we go. If we run out of strap like it just did, this icon's going to pop up. Now obviously all the strap is inside the machine. I can't reverse it out this way. Now what's going to happen is when I press the start button, the strap's going to come out on the table. Okay?
Cool.
So this is where I have to go to clear it out. There's also an optional sensor we could put here that keeps the end of the strap out of the machine so it can be spit out this way if that becomes a big issue. But you know, basically, you have a couple of options when you run out of strap. You can go to auto bypass, where the gates will open and just let bundles go through. Or it can just fault like this and stop the belts and wait for you to give it an input. Or we could add the other module. You know, you could buy that option and put that in there, and then it'll kick the strap out this way instead of on the table. So again, loading the machine is pretty simple. Always got the start button input. Take that 1 little inch from me.
What we're giving is your strap, you to be taken in.
It'll feed upside down, and it'll work like this too. Picks up.
Just not ideal.
Not ideal, but it'll work. Yeah, and it'll even feed upside down. It's a little, when you feed upside down, it's a little hard to get the heater blade in between the two ends of the strap. So you might miss, if you see it missing a seal, it's probably fed upside down. But typically it won't miss even upside down. So it does pretty well either way. So that's the basic operator standpoint of how to run the machine. You pick your bundle, you press go, and you get to work. Twice sometimes. That's it. We've got a bundle counter, and then we can look at the other options. Right now I have this shortcut turned on so we can change the bundle settings. That's your timer for where to place the strap. So 0.26 seconds after you hit the table switch is when you stop the bundle and put the strap on. That's the speed of the belts right there. You can change it real time. It's that easy. 800 is pretty much the standard. They go up to 1,000. Oops. So if you really want to crank through some bundles, there you go. This output, this is a number that you output. It's the length of the bundle, really. It corresponds with the bundle stop position. If you wanted to tell the operator where to put the bundle stops for different bundles, that's what you would use. I'll show you the login real quick. So you get into a lot of options in the service screen. Once you log in, this pops up, and you really break into all the options. There's different bundles are here. And I can get to the setups by touching any one of those icons. And you can see all the settings for the bundle. This is the one we just looked at. The shortcut came in here. So we saw that screen. And we also have a tension screen here. The machine automatically chooses tension based on the size of the bundle.